Hi students, hi family members. Today in social studies we'll be going over how a picture is worth 1,000 words when studying Hernan Cortez. First read in your textbook pages 104 through 107. Then try and answer these questions. Let's start with why conquistadors traveled west to begin with. We know they wanted to claim land, but there was also some added incentive. One of the first people that started this claiming land and venturing to the west was Hernan Cortez. Do you know who he was after reading? Here's a little bit about him. He was an explorer from Spain who led an expedition to Mexico in 1519. His goal was not just to claim land, but it was also to conquer any native nations that were on the land. That happened to be the Aztec Empire, one of the largest native nations in Mexico at the time. Where was the Aztec Empire? As mentioned, Cortez traveled to Mexico. The Aztec Empire was there when he got there. Therefore, Hernan decided he would conquer them. What made Tenochtitlan different from European cities? Well, it was a capital city for the Aztecs. It was twice as big as any European city and was in the middle of a large lake. When the Spanish people from Spain claimed all of Mexico in 1535, what did they call it? They gave it the name New Spain. Here's some really important vocabulary that you need to know. First, an expedition. This is a journey to achieve a goal. Hernan's goal was to claim land for Spain, so that was his expedition. Second vocabulary word, conquistador. We're going to learn about many conquistadors. The one we learned about in our reading today, at least at the beginning, was Hernan Cortez. It means to conquer. It was a Spanish word for conquer, which meant Cortez and the people that followed his lead were trying to conquer other nations, as we read earlier with Cortez conquering the Aztecs. The Aztecs were an empire. An empire are many nations or territories ruled by a single group or ruler. So, the Aztecs were a group of natives that had been conquered and made into a larger group of Native Americans, all under the Aztec nation, which were then eventually conquered by the Spanish and Hernan Cortez. As you continue your reading, you're going to learn more about different conquistadors. Let's flip to the next page. As the Spanish explorers continued to settle in the West and conquer native empires, we can start to break down our reading of page 106 and 107 into these three questions. Who was the first Spanish conquistador to reach present-day United States? Where did Hernando de Soto go on his search for gold? And what did Coronado and his soldiers hope to find? There were also more conquistadors that we'll discuss further on down the page. Question 1. The first conquistador to step foot in the United States was Juan Ponce de Leon. He was the first Spanish conquistador to reach the U.S. He was searching for the legends of the Fountain of Youth. He never found it. Where did Hernando de Soto go in his search of gold? Went to present-day Florida, Georgia, and throughout the American Southeast, including the Mississippi River. Coronado had hopes in finding specific things in his travels as a conquistador. He was hoping to find cities of gold, another legend. He and other explorers had heard about these through the legends, much like Juan Ponce de Leon had heard about the Fountain of Youth. These were legends after all, and none of these conquistadors did find much or any of this, but they were there and decided to conquer the land and settle it for Spain. For an upcoming project, you are going to pick a conquistador. Could be De Leon, Hernando de Soto, Coronado, or Hernan Cortez. And I need you to understand their goal and accomplishment. So let's fill in these blanks here. Let's review about Ponce de Leon. He was looking for gold as well as the Fountain of Youth. Leon followed the legend. He couldn't find any or much gold, and he never found the Fountain of Youth. But he was able to claim Florida for Spain when he reached it. Hernando de Soto wanted wealth and power. he was hoping to become famous because of it, tried to find this in Florida as well. His accomplishment was he was the first European explorer to reach the Mississippi River. Coronado was looking for the cities of gold that he had heard about as well, just like De Leon in the legends. Coronado's soldiers traveled over 3,500 miles, quite an accomplishment. Take this research information, pick one of these individuals or Cortez, and let's create some technology projects to make these historical figures come back to life. Hope you learned something and you have fun with the project moving forward.